Hey, what's up everybody, it's your boy Commandment of Patience aka Ron Trunky back again with a new video. So today I'll be doing What If Naruto Was Betrayed Part 2, so let's get started.
I honestly don't think you can become a hero.
So before I start this video, always the plugin as usual. Follow me on my Instagram, join my Discord server, and the third plugin will be right now. Hi, are you looking for some anime or meme apparels or merchandise? Lucky you! I have the best solution, and special thanks to our sponsor beautifulhalo. You can buy the most high quality merch with low prices. They have Demon Slayer, JoJo Bizarre Adventure, Persona, ReZero, One Punch Man, Naruto, My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Attack on Titan, Fairy Tail, Sword Art Online, and even Intai merch and even more. I will leave the link in the description and read the description to find more info about it. And yeah, let's get back to the video. So, and the top comments for this video are these, and they will disappear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're gone. So the last time I ended the video with like Naruto starts crying, and we can hear also the name is Sikuruski, and I'll be showing you even more about true fear in the future, said the man as he vanished. And that I ended the episode. So new one. So let's say 1 month later, Naruto was outside in a corner or as he watched his fellow prisoners doing whatever, but he kept an eye on certain someone like Kokoro. Over the last month, twice a week she could bribe a guard and they repeat the same encounter over and over again. Naruto felt tears like rolled down his cheeks, and he wiped it away as he saw her wink at him. So as he continued to sit, a couple of guys walked up to him and said, "You're Naruto Uzumaki, right?" asked one guy, and we can hear, "Yeah, so what if I am?" Naruto asked as the pair smiled. "That's good. I heard that you've been receiving some special attention from my friend Kokoro," replied the second guy as Naruto flinched. "So what are you doing here?" "It's simple, kid. We're gonna give you more," the first guy said as he turned away. "See you later." He continued as he left him with his friend. Naruto again felt fear as he slowly stood up and walked behind them. He tapped the first guy's shoulder as the man looked back, only to have his sight taken away from him. He then felt his back fall to the ground and his world became still. During that time, Naruto had poked out both his eyes, swept his legs from under him, and stomped on his face, knocking him out. The other guy was in shock as Naruto jumped and punched him in the throat. He gagged as Naruto then kicked him in the side of the ribs, then punched him in the nose. He stumbled back a bit as Naruto raised his guard and said, "You little shit!" The man shouted, "I'm gonna kill you!" He continued as he rushed forward. He punched Naruto in the side of his head as Naruto was sent to the ground with a loud crack. Naruto's brain was rattling inside his head as the man continued to punch him in the stomach. Naruto gritted his teeth as he took the next punch and repaired the favor by grabbing the man's head and headbutted him in the nose. His brain was already shaking as Naruto continued to bash the man's nose in until he felt a warmth on his face. Naruto's vision was blurry and red as he let go of the man, and he swore he heard him fall to the ground. As Naruto took several deep breaths, as he took one deep breath and shouted, "Come on! Anyone else want to piss on me?" And everyone looked at him and two men on the ground. If Naruto could see, he'd see the astonished faces of the prisoners. If there was one thing Naruto could never forget, that he was a ninja, a genin versus civilian. Sure, he wasn't at the top of his class, but it was still in his favor. As he continued to shout, he stopped for a minute and heard the clapping. He turned around, a large purple mass walking toward him. "Congratulations, Naruto Uzumaki, congrats," said the purple mass as he stood in front of him. "Look at you, a 12 years old kid knocking out two men twice his size." Who are you? Why are you so blurry?" Naruto asked as he started to look around him. "Come to think of it, why is everything so blurry? So seem your brain starts rattling around inside your head. I can't fix that," replied the purple mass as Naruto was struck in the head. He struck the ground with a thud as Naruto bounced off it. Naruto then felt a large hand catch him and set him straight. Naruto noticed the world was no longer blurry, and he could see that the purple mass was a man, a giant man. He had brown skin, short black hair, and a thin black mustache. Naruto looked down at the man's hand and saw that it was as big as his head. He gulped as he continued to look at the man's arm and his bicep and concluded that it was big as a barrel. He was wearing a purple button-up shirt with a black pants and dress and shoes. So how the character look is like, I don't know if you watch Bucky the Grappler, like the new one. So it's the black guy. Like I think they introduced him in episode 7 or 8, like those episodes. So yeah, you certainly caused a big commotion, you know that? The man asked as Naruto took a step back. Who are you? How do you know my name?" Naruto asked as the smile on the man's face grew a bit. "My apologies. My name is Bescott Oliver the second, but you can call me Mr. Oliver," Oliver said as Naruto saw the man's eye go to the ones on the ground. Oliver chuckled as he snapped his finger and the guard came up with a stretcher and took them away. He then pulled out a cigar and bit into it, spitting out the parts he bit off and lit it up. Oliver took a deep breath and exhaled a large cloud of smoke and said, "So guess you got your cherry popped, huh?" Oliver said or asked as Naruto punched him out of nowhere. "Are you mocking me?" Naruto shouted as he continued to punch him, but Oliver watched with some surprise in his eyes as Naruto continued to wail on him. He would have had more surprise if he could feel the punches a bit more, as they just felt like a tap. Oliver simply didn't leave his face as he picked up Naruto by the head with one arm and held him up to his face. "If it's a fight you're looking for, kid, I'll gladly go a few rounds for you," Oliver said as Naruto punched him in the face. "I refuse to be somebody beat anymore," Naruto screamed as he raised his leg to kick Oliver, but Oliver caught it with his open hand and crushed it. He let go of Naruto as the boy fell to the ground, clutching his leg in pain. "Take him to the medical center," Oliver said and to a nearby guard. "Yes, sir," the guard replied as he took Naruto. Oliver exhaled another smoke cloud as he said, "Kid got guts, huh? And for that, he's got my respect." So, another time skip, let's say 1 week. Naruto was sitting in a cell with a cast on his leg. His leg had been fractured and broken in several places as he sat on his bed. He looked down at his legs and started to cry. Why I am so weak?" Naruto asked himself when he heard someone knocking on his door. He looked up to see Oliver with a small box. "Hey, can I come in?" Oliver asked. Naruto grinned as he asked, "What are you doing here? Came to gloat?" "Nah, I'm not one to do that," Oliver replied as he opened the door. "I just came by to see how you're doing," he continued as he walked in and set the box on the end of Naruto's bed. Naruto looked at the box with raised brow. "What's that?" Naruto asked as Oliver tapped the box. "This is a little get-well gift for yours truly," Oliver replied, that smile from a week ago still on his face. "You can read, can't you? Books?" Naruto asked as Oliver opened up to reveal a bunch of books. Oliver picked one and tossed it in the next to Naruto. He continued to toss several books and he talked. "Yeah, figure being nearly 200 meters underwater in 5-inch thick Felix's glass box would get boring, so I decided to bring you some entertainment, he explained as Naruto picked up and read the letter out loud. Icha Icha Paradise. Naruto as Oliver took that one out of his hand. Sorry, must have gotten that mixed up, Oliver said as he put it in his pocket. Naruto looked at Oliver as he asked, "So, who are you exactly to these guys anyway?" Well, guess you say I'm sort of their boss, Oliver replied. Boss? Yep. Despite being prisoner here, Oliver said as Naruto's jaw dropped. Wait, you're prisoner? Naruto asked as Oliver chuckled. I knew that would be your reaction. Guess I got to tell Griff that I owe him $5, huh? Oliver said, so what did you get in here? Or how did you get in here? What's crime? Murder? Kidnapping? Apparently assassination, Naruto replied as Oliver whistled. Really now? Who did you supposedly kill? The fourth Raikage. And I didn't kill him, he's still alive. I was framed. Naruto ranted and said, nobody believed me. No one. Not Granny Tsunade, not Kakashi, not even Shizune. No one. Naruto cried as Oliver looked at the boy. Oliver sighed as he turned around and said, listen kid. Or listen Naruto. I gotta go. How about we talk another time? Sure, Mr. Oliver, Naruto said. Please call me Oliver. Oliver asked as he left the room. So let's say fast forward a few hour. Probably later. Okay, here's your $5, Oliver said as he handed the Griffiths $5. Wow, never thought you would actually do it, Joseph replied as Oliver shook his head. If there one thing I keep is promise, Griffiths. So what's his story? Apparently the kid's in here for assassination, again from Konoha, the elemental nations, Oliver said as he sat in his chair. Joseph sat in a chair across from him as he watched Oliver take a drink from his wine glass. Elemental nation, huh? That's nearly 400 miles away, Joseph said in surprise. Yeah, and say that kid didn't do it, Oliver said. Yeah, I don't think he did it either, but what makes you think so? His punches. Oliver replied as Joseph raised an eyebrow as Oliver started to explain. That kid was pissed, which means he wouldn't be holding back and couldn't even feel the kid punches. Hell, I don't think the kid could have stood chance against a Jonin, let alone a Kage, Oliver said as he looked at the picture. But right now, the outside is least of his concern. Why do you say that? Joseph asked as Oliver tossed him a small plastic item. It was pink on the sides, but there's in the middle was a little window. Next to window was writing that said negative, positive. Kokoro execution is gonna have to be pushed off, Oliver said. Holy s, holy crap, Joseph replied as Oliver smiled slowly vanished and Joseph looked at the window. Plus, Naruto Uzumaki, the youngest father I ever known, Oliver said as Joseph continued to look down at the plus sign. So, 2 weeks later, Naruto was trying his best to walk around and in his room was as he was reading one of the books. Oliver gave him the title of the book was worn a bit, but Naruto could see the author of the book, the Norritanders. He didn't know how to pronounce it, but once he went in a few pages he couldn't put it down. People are triggered half a second earlier than the brain order to move. For example, a knife is flying toward some person. Naruto whispered it to himself. The person is triggered but still unconscious. 0.5 seconds later, the brain ordered to move and actions come. He read that and continued while reading out loud. So that means between when the person is triggered and when becoming conscious, the person is unconscious for half a second. That means people can beat that person as much as they can or for half a second, right? Naruto whispered to himself as he heard a knock. Naruto, it's me, Joseph. I brought you dinner, Joseph said as Naruto looked over and saw him with a tray. Naruto puts a bookmark that Oliver left in like the box in his books and tossed it onto his bed, and Naruto like hobbled over to the tray and sat down and said, "Thank you." "It's nothing," Joseph said as he sighed. "Naruto, do you know?" "Know what?" Naruto asked as like he looked down at his food. "Do you know about Kokoro?" Joseph continued as Naruto froze. "What about her?" Naruto asked as Joseph pulled out a pregnancy test from his pocket and sent it through the food door. "I will say congrats, but since there was no love, I'm sorry." He spoke as Naruto grabbed it and Joseph stared at it. Naruto was entranced as Joseph could see that the devastation in Naruto's eyes. "Damn, that kid has the same eyes as some of the veteran I see in here. I just hope he doesn't do anything stupid," Joseph thought as he watched Naruto push his tray and then from the test out. "I'm not hungry," Naruto said as he leaned against the door and stood up. "Are you sure?" Joseph asked as Naruto nodded. "Yeah, I'm fine. I just need some time." Naruto replied as he walked to his bed and said, "I must just take a nap. Okay, talk to you later." Sure. Naruto replied as Joseph walked away. Naruto slowly got into bed as he lay down and looked outside at the light. He continued to stare at them for a new few minutes until he started to cry. "Look like I'm gonna be a dead. God damn it." Naruto cried to himself as he once again wept anguish and himself to sleep. So I'm gonna stop it right here. Sorry, I'm always gonna leave you in cliffhangers a lot. So before I end it officially, I'm gonna give you an offer. So if this video at least gets around 700 likes, I'm gonna start recording a video for a 1 hour long or more. It's depend on you. If you get it to 700 there will be a video above 1 hour, 1 hour and above. It didn't reach let's say it get to 500, 600 or 400 above 30 minutes. So yeah, if you want 1 hour long of this series, just smash that like button. I don't usually demand you to give me likes, but I wanted to test if you like this series. So yeah, so stay home, stay safe, wash your hands, and spend the time with your most precious people. As I always say, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, press the notification bell. See you next video. Peace out. Bye bye.